Is Concierge worth it on a Disney Alaskan cruise?
Well, we are going to tell you what our thoughts and experiences were sailing on the Disney Wonder in Alaska.
I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California.
So first off, after you book Concierge, you're going to get a lot of perks. So we're going to go over different perks. I will be honest, my first gut reaction is this is a very, very expensive cruise considering it's Alaskan cruise and Concierge. I don't know if in the beginning I really felt like it was worth it to sail Disney Cruise Concierge without going to Castaway Cay and having that cabana.
Yeah, having that chunk of your backside taken out and wondering, ooh, did we just overspend for something that we may not get the same services as you do in the Caribbean? We didn't know, so we're going to let you know what exactly we think about this, and it's actually interesting.
And if you do go, how to make the most out of this experience.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Where are we going?
So the shoreside Concierge is the first contact you're going to have after you book your reservation. So excursions can first be booked out at 130 days in advance. So you get first crack at excursions.
This is huge on Alaskan cruises.
Especially if you want to do something like the glacier exploring. On the glacier day, there's a boat that goes out from the Disney Wonder and kind of tenders closer to the glaciers, gets better pictures, things like that. If that's on your bucket list and something you really want to do, you may only get, if you're like a first, second, third time cruiser, really you may not get an opportunity unless you sail a Concierge.
Yeah, that's the only thing you get to do that day.
If you want to book an excursion.
Yeah, so it's only excursions, so those tend to go fast. Other thing is,
if you want to do a dog sledding excursion on the glaciers, but you really need to be careful of weather because they can cause cancellation. If they feel it's unsafe to take the helicopters up on the glacier, they will cancel it. This is also, from my understanding, more likely to happen early in the Alaskan season.
Yeah, that weather is really unpredictable early on in the season, so you don't know what's going to happen. You could have nice t-shirt weather or wrapped up freezing cold weather.
The nice part is if that happens and they tell you beforehand, you also have that concierge staff the crew that's gonna help you rebook somewhere else.
Yeah, and that comes in big. Okay.
So there's also other excursions that do fill up. So if you have your heart set on a certain excursion, it is helpful. Of course, there's always outside companies, but they don't ever have that guarantee. Like if you weren't to dock into port that day because of conditions, or if you didn't get back to the ship in time, Disney's not going to wait for you if you booked outside of Disney. So that just comes down to a personal preference.
Yeah, and if you missed out on that dog excursion, there's another one you can go to that Kim really loved. She liked the puppies more.
So we actually, because I will not get in a helicopter for any reason, we did the summer camp versions that they had. So we will have a video coming out on our port excursions by different port in the future. Okay. So the next things you guys can book for the shoreside Concierge is your dining times. Can
we say Palo?
So Palo is amazing, especially brunch.
Yeah.
Palo brunch, I could dream about.
Yeah, actually, I really think if you're going to eat at Palo and you have one choice, do the brunch. Yeah,
so if you're going to pick between brunch and dinner, 100% hands down, do the brunch. And so the one thing with Palo is it's only open on At-Seas Day and Glacier Day. If you're in port or it's Glacier Day, that's the only time they offer Palo for brunch. If you're in port, there's no Palo brunch. I specifically think that Glacier Day is a good day to do Palo brunch just because you have
those views outside those windows. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Now, I'm not saying when the characters come out, but before that as you're cruising into the glaciers or after you've been to the glaciers longer if it's still open.
Okay, so let's go to our next experience that's actually really hard to book, which is the Princess Tea.
So that's an extra cost, but of course, if you want to go and enjoy some one-on-one time with your favorite Disney princesses, you have the option to book the Princess Tea. Now, it's a whole lunch and tea and crumpets, the whole 9 yards, but it does fill up.
And another huge benefit is you get to choose your rotation of dining. So, say if you want to go to one place twice, you get to go twice at that rotation. You get to pick.
So, especially if you're like on formal night, I want to make sure that we go to, let's say, Triton's, because that's where I'd feel like I want to dress up a little bit more. Or if you're like, first night I want to go to Tiana's place because that's my favorite. And I also want to make sure I get into rotation at Tiana's place 2 or 3 times, or Triton's, or whatever your favorite may be. You can actually request that. The other thing that you can do is book meet and greet times. Now, since the pandemic last year, they did not have the Frozen meet and greet in pictures. They had before in the past, or a princess meet and greet. Those are hot item tickets.
Yeah, we've seen them where people are just lined up, and these are the people who got it.
So basically, before you go on, you can book it. Priority booking, of course, goes to Concierge, or if there's a cancellation, they can kind of ask to fill in those spots. You have a better chance of getting that if it's important to you.
Okay, so let's go to our next big advantage. And actually, I really like this advantage. I think this is a huge advantage, is you get to request items in the room. What are we talking about? Well,
okay, so this is not just for the Alaskan cruise, just to let you know, but they kind of make things a little bit nicer. So sodas, if you have a specific brand you like or type of soda, you can request that in an email to the Shoreside Concierge before you leave.
Or if you just want waters in there, you can do that.
Also, a pillow menu. They have pillows for memory foam, side sleepers, hot sleepers, cold sleepers. I mean, if you can imagine a pillow, they have tons.
Yeah, and this is a great option for those who want to feel more comfortable or more at home. Also, a huge benefit is one that we've done, is the soap. So what we're talking about, well, we don't care for the LMS.
Okay, so LMS is usually in the concierge rooms. So at the time we asked for H2O products because we prefer them. Now, of course, after filming, there's no more H2O products. Okay, a little tear.
So you can actually request for, if you don't like LMS, the smell, or there are certain reactions you may have to certain types of soap, you can ask them for the other replacement type. And
of course, these rooms come with those really nice soap buffers called spongelles. Of course, that's every Disney concierge, but those are always worth mentioning.
Okay, and another advantage is one that we also did take advantage is that we had a 1-bedroom and a family stateroom veranda. What's this advantage you can take of? You can get that divider taken down so you have a huge balcony.
It was a nice sized balcony to open up those doors. They can do it before you leave or once you get on. But honestly, there's such a beautiful view. It gives you more view that's not obstructed as you're sitting down.
Just going through those beautiful areas of Alaska, it was awesome to have.
Next is a priority embarkation. So once you get to the port in Vancouver, there is a dedicated check-in.
Yeah, what's great about this is that, sure, you can be there the first ones to be on there, or you can wait and take your time to get there.
Yes.
And so what's great about this is that you get to run your schedule a little bit.
And the nice thing is, not all Disney concierge ports have a private sitting area, but the port in Vancouver does.
Yeah, and this was a great advantage when we got there because we wanted to get there early, get checked in, because Kim wants to run right onto that ship. And it gave us our first opportunity while we were waiting in that dedicated area, talk to other people and concierge and get to know them. It was very social, and we really enjoyed having that option.
Next, you can arrive to the port anytime. You do not have to do those late night online check-in. You can just show up to the port at any time. Because, let's be honest, staying up till midnight, Pacific Standard Time, or getting up early in the morning if you're live somewhere else, it's not fun.
Yep, it's a great option. It's like I said, it's a benefit. It's made to make this a lot easier for you.
Okay, and of course, once you get on the ship, there's a concierge lunch. This is amazing.
I wasn't prepared. I thought it was just a lunch. But it's so much more than a lunch.
Well, they have specific items that you can't get unless you're at the concierge lunch, like a lobster salad or I think it was a beef tenderloin and a special dessert. So those are all kinds of nice things. Plus, the concierge staff is going around, introduce yourself. They're going over your itinerary for the week, looking at your port adventures, and seeing if there's anything they can do to help.
Yeah, and that was the part I wasn't prepared for because it was really cool. They went through everything, and we were like, oh, we need to change a couple of things because those changes came up for us.
So they made little notes, and that was all taken care of.
Yeah, it was nice, simple, easy, and relaxing.
So next, you get early access to your room. So those rooms in concierge are the first one that's ready. Kind of nice because you can put your stuff down. If you want to go to the pool, it's a little chilly, but depending what time of year we went. And for us, it would have been chilly, but there's a lot of kids in that heated pool. But
also, Vancouver does get a little warmer when you're leaving, so who knows?
And also, if you want to put your stuff down and you want to go and you want to get a great seating area for the sail away party, go to the Concierge Lounge, whatever you want to do, you've got that little extra time. And maybe to explore the wonder before it gets really busy.
So there's one thing to know about this, and we didn't know about it the first time, and we found out the second time, is there can be barricades up that won't allow you into the halls for the rooms. You can jump over those.
So a crew member saw us kind of look at there and go, oh, and kind of turn around, and they're like, well, I see from your tags that you're concierge or we get a little sticker that it was golden sticker, and they're like, no, you can go to your rooms, just go around. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, so... yeah, it feels wrong, but it's awesome to do.
And it allowed us to put away our stuff, get a little organized in our room, and we got a better spot probably for the sail away party because of that.
Okay, so, we're talking about the Concierge Lounge. Let's go there.
So the lounge and services, a lot of these things are offered on all Concierge cruises that Disney has, but they're also nice to kind of go over, and there's some reasons why those kind of are a bigger benefit for an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah, so really, the Concierge Lounge have snacks, drinks, and alcohol after 5 p.m. And we were finding ourselves going throughout the day, even in the morning, just to grab a quick bite to eat for like a couple of muffins or stuff like that, or even during lunch to grab a quick small sandwich that they have.
And next thing they have is they have a really large sun deck that's only accessible to the concierge guests. So that is a big, huge benefit, especially on Glacier Day, because you go up there and you can take your drinks from the lounge. They have blankets and comfortable sitting. You have a little higher up view for pictures.
Yeah, you could take your latte that you had made down there or your hot chocolate and they got blankets up there. Stay nice and cozy and just look at the scenery around you.
They also have sunscreen if you're sensitive like I am.
It is really a beautiful place to have, and it's great to have. There's another big benefit of these concierge services, which is, we all like to go see those shows, right? Well, you get priority early show seating.
So you can either meet in the Concierge Lounge or the Crown and Fin Lounge. They'll take you into the Walt Disney Theater from the back. Now, nice thing is, they also have these nice tubs of popcorn, so everybody can take one. So you get to go in early. You get to choose where you want to sit.
Which is really actually huge for us because I have long legs, and I really like that front aisle that's not all the way in the front, but...
it's like the middle of the theater, but there's no seats in front.
And I can stretch out my legs without feeling cramped.
This is especially nice on the Alaskan cruise because they have the Frozen show, and it is amazing.
Yeah, don't miss those shows. Really, if you've never seen them, they're fun to go to and really enjoyable. And this is actually making it a lot more enjoyable and not worrying about where you're sitting because... you pretty much have the pick of the lot anywhere.
Exactly. A lot of people went in front. Some of us went to that front row in the middle of the section. Or people just wanted aisle seats. You know what? You're a concierge. You get to pick.
Okay, so let's go to our next benefit, which is...
the concierge cart to your room at happy hour.
Yeah. What is that, you asking? Well, they bring you drinks and snacks to your room.
So it's kind of like, I would want to say, almost like a charcuterie board. They've got some meat and bread and cheese. And they have like wine, and they didn't have beer.
They didn't have beer, but there is a tip here that you could always ask at concierge. We'll get into that in a second.
And they had some mixed drinks, champagne, which is kind of nice if you're getting ready for the night, or you just want to take it out on your balcony and enjoy those beautiful Alaskan views.
My tip is that we didn't know this, and they did it on another cruise that we did. We asked if they could have a beer on the cart. And they did put beer onto the cart because I drink beer. I don't drink a whole lot of hard alcohol or wine and stuff and champagne, which was nice to have with that cart.
And they have sodas for the kids.
Yep. So wait, there's more. But first, if you're finding this video helpful,
please like,
subscribe,
and follow along with our Ohana.
So if you have that one bedroom or above, well, you get a really cool, option to have.
This is amazing. My mom had the one bedroom, but concierge allowed us, because we had the connecting room to be able to share in her room as well, is they offer a full menu breakfast. So we were able to pick what we'd want for breakfast the next day, and it'd be delivered kind of like a dining room setup to her room.
Yeah, so it's really a nice option. It's kind of like those cards that you put on the door and they say what time and everything. You just tell concierge what you want. You go through and write it all out, give it to them, and the next morning it magically appears.
Now, if you have those family staterooms that are just like a normal room, but with the upgraded upholstery, linens, things like that, they do only have that little door card where you can order a continental breakfast kind of thing. But the 1 bedroom and above is a full-on breakfast, except for the last day when you're disembarking. But concierge can also still get the continental breakfast delivered to the room on disembarking morning. Any other guest cannot on the ship.
So it's really nice to have that option, because I've wanted that coffee in the morning when we're trying to get everything going.
Well, quite frankly, it saved us from going to a dining room on port days, so it felt like we get to sleep in a little bit longer on port days, which was nice.
They have to get dressed and run out to go get breakfast. You can stay in your PJs.
Exactly.
Let's go on to our next huge benefit, which is on Glacier Day. And this, I would say, for me, it put concierge over the top of what I was expecting, and it really biased my review, I guess is the way of it.
This surprised us because they hadn't done it since the pandemic, where the first cruise they had brought this back, and truthfully, it blew us away.
Yeah. So what we're talking about on Glacier Day is that everybody wants to get those pictures with Mickey and Minnie on around the glaciers, and you wait in massive lines for this.
Yes, and then you're trying to go from one ship to the other side, and it feels like a big jigsaw puzzle, and if you're not there at the right time, then you may not get a picture with them.
Or you're too late, you're at the very back of the line, and you still might not get the picture because they're going to have to switch characters out. So what we didn't know at this time, because we did do this, is that they say, hey, we're having a special viewing down on the bow of the ship.
So this was the crew area at the very bow of the boat.
Yeah. You could look up and you would see the bridge.
So this was basically the crew area of the ship.
Yep, and so we got to go through those halls, which is kind of a cool back area to see all the different awards for the Wonder and everything.
They had a lot of memorabilia on the walls.
But right before we hit that door, they gave us, hey, would you like some water? Would you like some hot cocoa? Which was cool, and you got to go out there and look at those glaciers, and it felt a lot closer up.
It did, and they also gave us blankets. So we got unobstructed views of the glacier as we were sailing in, and great pictures. The concierge staff, crew, they went around and were taking our pictures as families.
Yeah, it was really neat. And another cool thing is this is where they bring up that chunk of glacier onto the
iceberg.
The ship to see everybody. So you kind of get to see that, and you get to be the first ones to touch it.
Yeah, so you can touch that iceberg. They'll take pictures with the iceberg, and then it goes up to the deck for everyone else. It's not concierge. So you kind of get first crack at it. Yeah. And you get to watch them up close, how they gather it from the ocean into the ship.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. If you do have the Glacier Explorers before that, they do this in 2 different shifts, so you don't have to feel if you do miss it or not. We actually canceled our Great Glacier Explorer that day because
we didn't want to miss the pictures with the characters.
Yeah, so we decided that was one of the things that we did on Embarkation Day, is to go ahead, and they were like, no problem. Everybody take it. Somebody will take it. Now,
the thing to know about Alaskan cruise is Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy all are in special Alaskan cruises, and they're outside only on Glacier Day.
Yeah, so those pictures that we were talking about, waiting in line forever with Mickey and Minnie, well, they came out on the bow and we got pictures with them anyways out there together,
and with like a 5-minute wait. So they came to each family in their Alaskan gear, and the concierge crew, they took pictures of all of us.
Yeah, so it's one of the opportunities that you actually get to have both of them in their special Alaskan gear together with your group, which really this put it over the top for us.
It did. We were, like we said, we didn't expect it. We were blown away, and we were just like, wow, this cruise can't get any better.
That experience alone was awesome. So there is more. There's a lot to this. So there is another great benefit of being concierge on Disney Alaskan Cruise, which is?
So you get priority early disembarkation. So in the ports, they have like a dedicated team. They'll take you down and get you into the port first before all the scheduled tours. or with your tour, then that doesn't really matter. But if you're exploring on your own, that's kind of a nice benefit. There is also a disembarking day where they'll take you straight from the concierge lounge downstairs to disembark. And the nice part about that is they kind of have an express key. So when they use this, it goes straight from the lounge all the way down to where you disembark. No stopping.
Yeah, and that's actually, they'll use that throughout the trip for you too, is if you need to get down those elevators real quick or trying to go do something, they'll just tap it and say, okay, you get to go right to your spot.
Yeah, so they have a special little key and they'll help you out with that, which is nice because on disembarking day, if you've ever been in a regular stateroom that's not concierge, especially if you're on a higher level floor, like mid-level floor, you could be waiting forever for elevators to come, and then they open and they're packed, and then they got to go down and they come back up, and by the time you're doing this all over again,
they're packed.
They're full. So this is a huge deal, especially if you're one of those people that booked an early flight that wants to get out that same day. This is going to save you a lot of time and stress.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people that were flying in the same day and leaving the same day. So this is where concierge really does come in handy for those people that may be coming in a little bit later because of their flights, but also need to leave earlier to get going. And
also your luggage is in a dedicated area, and that is the first off the ship as well. So to me, if I were going to fly out early, that stress taken out, because there are forums all over asking on Facebook, on all over the internet, on Disney fan groups, websites, of asking, should I fly out the same day? Is this going to be enough time? If you're really stressing this benefit is amazing.
And our take really is on it, I would say.
I want to be the last off the ship. We did not use that. On disembarking day, they pretty much have to drag me off that ship.
And we'll cover that a little bit more in another video about how this kind of works and should you fly in or out the same day, because we definitely do have opinions on that. Okay, there's another great thing that was really cool that we got on our way out.
So they gave us a dedicated piece of Disney artwork, and they delivered that the night before we left to our stateroom. We don't want to show it because we want to run it in case anybody else gets it. This is kind of cool. Yeah. Surprise. But only concierge get it. And it's kind of a cool thing. You're like, oh, this is nice. We can frame it. It reminds us of our cruise. And it's really beautiful.
It's just a little bit of the cherry on top of having that memory of that cruise. So, yes, there is a lot here. It is really big. And people may be surprised watching this that have watched our Mexican Riviera cruise of our thoughts about this. But overall, was it worth it?
Yes.
Really. I know this thing is really expensive, but this is the one cruise that if you want to do Alaska and you're going to do it once,
this is a way to go.
Yeah, really, it was absolutely awesome to do Concierge Alaskan cruise this way.
Honestly, every day we kept thinking this is going to be the best day. It couldn't get topped. It's just, we thought we paid a lot for this cruise, and we did. We saved up for a while, and it hurt.
Yeah, we were affected by a lot of different things with this cruise. So this cruise has been waiting for over 2 years for us.
So, because we were supposed to go pre-pandemic or during the pandemic, and obviously that didn't happen. So, at that point, it was like, oh, this really better be worth it. We did definitely have that sticker shock that a lot of people expect. Now, there's a few little tips you can make it a little bit more affordable. First way you could do that is book early in the season. That May time, before schools are out, early in the season, weather may not be as good, but it's a little bit cheaper if you're trying to make that happen because of that sticker shock.
Or book late in the season for, exact same reason.
Except for the weather might be a little bit warmer. The thing is, you may miss salmon spawning or bear season. So if those are important to you, then you're going to have to kind of sail during those really expensive times.
Yeah, and remember, this is wildlife and the weather and everything in Alaska. There is just never any guarantees what you're going to get.
So I think if we ever were to sail again, Disney Concierge, we would go early or late in the season and save quite a significant amount of money. But honestly, it was so incredible. And it was that, I was blown away.
Yeah, really, we were taking film. I didn't realize until I got home how many film of just the scenery, seeing everything around you. take advantage of that. Really, that's what was the greatest thing about Concierge is that you had that huge balcony, you had that views, you had everything there.
The sun deck, and even the Concierge lounge. It's so open that it has almost like not quite a 360 view, but it's got more than a 180 view from inside the lounge, where you can be enjoying your beverages, looking out, and just taking in that scenery.
So, yeah, it's a lot. It is a huge thing. Yeah, as you can tell, we really enjoy it. We would absolutely recommend doing this way if you can afford.
Of course, like we said, it's not everybody going to be able to afford this. This took a lot of saving and planning, and this isn't something that we could do every time we cruised.
No, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we knew we were going to do an Alaskan cruise, and we did it this way, and we are sure glad we did. So, with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
Find your magic. Bye, everyone.